What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. Today, we are going to be going over the ultimate accessories guide for the MetaQuest 3, and really how to turn your MetaQuest 3 from this to this. The peak VR gaming experience at the most comfortable it can possibly be with some extended battery life. And we're going to talk about my ultimate list of accessories that have helped me really just love my VR gaming experience to no end, and I will link all that stuff down below for you guys. So if you guys are looking for some ultimate Quest accessories, you can find them right here in this video. With that being said, make sure you guys do drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comment section what you guys think. If there's any accessories that you've tried that I have not mentioned in this video, I'd like to see them. I'll maybe reach out to the company, see if I can get some to review for you guys on the channel. So make sure you guys do stay tuned for that. And without further ado, let's start talking about how we can upgrade this baby. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but the MetaQuest 3 really strips down to basically the bare bones of the unit, which is this guy right here. And, you know, I would say probably my first most essential upgrade that you can make on this guy is a head strap. So the Quest 3 comes out of the box with this, and let me tell you, this is really uncomfortable, especially when you pair this with the standard foam face piece that comes on this. You can get yourself out of VR real quick because your head's hurting and you have a migraine really fast. So comfort level is obviously super important in VR. So where do you go? Do you look on Amazon for something like this, some third-party strap, and, you know, see if it's going to work? Yeah, sure, I guess you could do that. But the quality of this guy here is not anywhere near on the level of something like this, which is the Kiwi Designs full battery strap for the MetaQuest 3. Now, they also have a comfort strap if you're not looking to increase your battery life here, and it's actually a really nice product. You guys can see they have some great packaging, great branding. I'm sure at this point, if you've been in VR for a little while, you've heard of Kiwi. They're a very great company and they make very quality products. But I'm going to show you how easy this guy is to install here, and that's why we kept this face piece off, because you definitely want to do that to put this on. And boom, just like that, strapped on, ready to go. And this will not only add a little bit of back weight to the headset, which is very helpful for the balance of longer VR sessions. You know, you don't feel like you're front heavy and there's no pressure on your neck. I do really recommend, I like the battery strap in particular. Plus, you know, it gets you this, and you can charge the MetaQuest 3 here for plenty of extended battery life, which is a really nice feature. Not only that, the Kiwi Designs head strap here is just a quality made product. You can definitely tell by the comfort and the foam level that it just feels so clean on your head, and it just gives you an extra sense of immersion in VR where you don't have to worry about being uncomfortable in the headset. And comfort level is a serious deal in VR. And the Kiwi Designs head strap, it's my favorite one that I've ever tried. I can't say enough good things about it. It has a nice looking design. It makes the headset look more advanced, and just overall a really, really quality product. So the next absolutely essential product here on the MetaQuest 3 is replacing this face cover. And this is something that after this is the one that comes with the Quest 3. I broke this guy in a little bit, and it certainly was not nearly as uncomfortable as it was when it came out of the box, but still, compared to, boom, the AMVR facial interface swap piece, it's not even close. You can even just see the comfort level here. Whenever this is on my head, I'm not sweating, it's moisture wicking, and it just is so breathable. On top of that, if you look here on the sides, you can see they've added these breathable ports all throughout this thing. So the airflow through the front of this headset feels incredible whenever you're using it. I really, really like the way this is designed. It's really comfortable. It comes with a light blocker here, as well as another extra foam piece if you prefer this texture. This is like a cooling pad feature almost. It definitely feels a little cooler to the touch. I prefer this one. That's just me, but this is a really nice piece too, and I definitely don't think you would be dissatisfied if you use this one. But we're going to talk about how easy this thing snaps on here. Now, something else really nice about this facial inner swap piece here is you can actually remove this nose light blocker here if it's uncomfortable to you or you don't like that. I've actually found that in the MetaQuest 3, I like this feature. It adds a little bit extra immersion if you're, obviously you have to play in a lighted room, and that light sometimes leaks through depending on, the size of your nose. But I like this, but if you don't, it's easily removable and you can put it back on at any time, as well as This whole piece, if you're wearing glasses or anything, can extend out to make it a wider fit for you. So there's a lot of comfort options here, as well as, like I said, the breathability, and just overall, this thing just makes this headset so freaking comfortable. Okay, so we solved our first issue with this thing. We have an incredibly comfortable gaming headset now that is going to feel really good on our head and overall just extend our play sessions dramatically and allow you to really settle into VR. But there's another accessory that I feel like isn't talked about as much that is almost essential at this point for me. And I've played other headsets that don't offer this, and I find it so difficult, honestly. And it's even like an immersion thing. Like, I feel way more immersed in the game. And that is the accessories for these guys are right here, because what you get out of the box is okay, but you really can't just have that free-flowing feeling. You have to be holding this controller, and even with this wrist strap here, it's quite not sometimes safe, especially if you're playing a game with a lot of flying or movement and your arms are moving all around. Melee games, you know, these things in your hands can get a little sweaty and they could end up flying out and destroying themselves. So we don't want that. We want some upgrades to these things. So we're going to take a look at some options here that you can get for the MetaQuest 3 controllers. Okay, so with these controllers, straps, they're super important. I think that they add a ton of immersion and they really help really get you into a VR gaming session. So, but that being said, you can go on Amazon and find a bunch of third-party straps that they're not that great. And some of them are not made as good as others. And it is very important, and comfort level while using the controller straps is very, very important. So I want you guys to remember that whenever I'm going to talk about these next straps and some of the pros and cons of them. So talking about the MetaQuest 3 controllers versus the MetaQuest 2 controllers, the MetaQuest 2 controllers, a lot of the straps had these battery compartments here, so you could be able to easily swap in and out batteries within the controller. And that was actually really great for the MetaQuest 2 controller because you really had to dig in here to be able to pull the battery cover off. Now, with the Quest 3, there's a button and it slides right off. So I want you guys to keep that in mind as I show you these straps. The first straps that I want to talk about here are the AMVR silicone grip strap and the Kiwi Design silicone grip strap. Now, both of these are made out of silicone, so they add that extra layer of grip to the controller. However, I do think that compared to something like what I had on my Quest 2 controllers, these definitely make it feel just slightly bulkier to the feel, which, you know, may affect you, may not affect you, right? It depends on your preference on that. Now, if you look at the AMVR controller design here, it actually does come with this battery compartment here, and there's a tab here to be able to pull the battery out, as well as, you know, if I peel the controller back, you can actually see that the cover for the battery is swapped out. So it's a whole different, you know, cover there to be able to put this controller grip on. But remember what I said about that MetaQuest 3 has that button on the controller that does not allow, or that allows you to pull the battery back. So this feature may not necessarily be all that intuitive anymore. Now, the Kiwi Design one does not have that. So you can actually pair this controller grip with like a rechargeable battery and then rechargeable docks for the controllers. And they do have those, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. And you can keep that in mind if you decide to end up going that route. But I will say, out of the two of these, if I had to pick a silicone one, I found that this piece right here on the Kiwi Designs is a little bit uncomfortable. And at times, if you're doing a lot of movement, or, you know, if you have the controller a little tighter, this will dig into your top of your hand, where the AMVR one does not have that problem. So that being said, these are pretty similar in their build design and, you know, generally get the job done. Now, the only thing is that they're both black. And, you know, when you're playing VR, you sweat a lot and you get a lot of skin on the controller. So you can actually see that these are, you know, a little bit dirty from use, and they are hard to clean. So if you kind of care about aesthetic, the black ones, you know, they definitely get pretty dirty. Now, when it comes to absolute preference, for me, these guys are the ones. These guys are the king of controller strap grips. I really like these. They're from AMVR. They're actually AMVR's other version. I thought this was going to be a plastic piece that was going to be really annoying. It's not. You can see it's very flexible here. It's got that same built design. These feel really comfortable in your hands. They do not make the controller bulky at all. And just overall, really quality design. Now, also, if you look closely, this is actually kind of like a rubbery material. It's hard, but there's a little bit of a softness to it, and that grip feature that allows you to really kind of feel like your controller is really gripped in your hand, as well as the back plate straps here. And, you know, like I said about that battery cover earlier, it really doesn't matter because we can just slide this guy right onto the controller there, and we don't have to worry about pulling the battery out, which just makes it super convenient for in and out swaps. So you really don't have to worry about those old features that you had to worry about before. Okay, so now that we've built out this Quest 3 with some awesome controller grips and an awesome head strap, we have one more set of accessories to talk about that necessarily isn't essential, but might, you know, spoof up the desk a little bit and give you a nice place to store it. And that is the charging docks. So here we have two different options for charging docks, but first and foremost, we're going to be talking about the Kiwi Design charging station for your MetaQuest 2 and MetaQuest 3. Now, this thing not only features a sleek black design, it feels really nice on the desk. It's a heavy, well-made material with a nice RGB lighting structure, as well as the ability to charge your Quest with a nice magnetic charging piece here, so you don't have to monkey with a bunch of cables. It fits nice and easily, and you can easily remove your Quest 3 or Quest 2 from the dock. This is just an overall super quality design, and it just looks really nice on the desk, as well as it gives you the option to store your controllers here with some moving parts. And like I said, there is RGB lighting on this, which you can change to fit your aesthetic if you're looking for a certain color theme or anything along the lines of that. The Kiwi charging dock is really, really amazing. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be my recommended one, but we are going to talk about one more charging dock that I do think deserves to at least to take a look, because it offers a feature that I have not seen anybody else's have yet. And lastly, when it comes to another charging option here, we have the Yogges VR desk charger for your MetaQuest 3. Now, this thing is not a bad charging station. It obviously does as advertised, and it looks pretty decent on the desk with some nice lighting features. I don't think it's quite as sleek as the Kiwi Design one, to be quite honest, but it does have the unique feature of rechargeable controllers, which if you could tell by looking at on screen now, it comes with some special batteries as well as some special covers that you can use to put on the controller and make it rechargeable, so that when you put everything back on the docks, everything is recharging, so for your next play session, you have full charge. Now, the nice thing about this is you can actually also pair these rechargeable controller covers with something like the Kiwi Design's controller strap grip, because it just slides right over the cover that is on there now. So it's definitely a nice little feature, and if it's something that, you know, you're interested in rechargeable controllers, you definitely have this option. Well, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys found a MetaQuest 3 accessory that you're really excited for. Again, like I said, a lot of these accessories, they have options for Quest 2 accessories as well, and some of the stuff actually carries over to the Quest 2. But ultimately, my ultimate VR setup is the Kiwi Designs charger as well as the Kiwi Designs head strap, but the AMVR controller grips are definitely really worthwhile, as well as the AMVR facial interface. Just an absolutely incredible product. And like I said, you guys can find all the links to this stuff with some discount codes in the description, and every sale does help the channel, so I do really appreciate it. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys found it helpful. Please do drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, leave in a comment section what you guys think. If you guys have any accessories I haven't heard of that are really cool, I'd love to check them out, maybe reach out to the company and see if I can get a review product. So that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.